Prepare to be captivated by an astonishing revelation involving the iconic Patty Duke. Known for her vibrant performances and endearing charm, Patty captured the hearts of many as both a child star and an accomplished actress. However, woven into her illustrious career lies a deeply personal enigma that has perplexed both her family and fans for years: the identity of her son's biological father. While Patty experienced the ups and downs of multiple marriages and relationships, the questions surrounding the paternity of Sean Astin remained unanswered throughout her life. Now, driven by a desire to uncover his true origins, Sean undertook a remarkable journey that spanned many years. Filled with emotional turmoil and moments of hope, he relied on the advancements of modern science to find clarity. DNA testing has recently unmasked the truth, resolving long-held suspicions while simultaneously sparking renewed interest in the lives of those intertwined with Patty's legacy. What does this discovery reveal about Sean's lineage and the impact on his family dynamic? The quest for understanding and acceptance unfolds in unexpected ways. Born Anna Marie Duke on December 14, 1946, in Elmhurst, Queens, New York, Patty Duke's early life was marked by significant hardship and emotional struggles. Growing up, her father, John Patrick Duke, battled alcoholism, creating a largely absent presence in her life. Her mother, Frances Duke, faced severe clinical depression, leaving her overwhelmed by parenting responsibilities. The family environment was unstable, filled with emotional neglect and financial struggles, leading to a situation where young Anna Marie had to rely on herself in ways that would challenge any child. At just 8 years old, Anna Marie's life took a turn when talent managers John and Ethel Ross became her guardians. Although they introduced her to the world of entertainment, they were known for their manipulative tendencies and strict control. The Rosses changed her name to Patty, designed a marketable persona, and guided her into acting, fundamentally reshaping her identity for the pursuit of fame. Even with such a challenging start, Patty's natural talent began to emerge, influenced by her harsh early experiences and inner strength. The struggles of her youth would later inform her powerful performances and the emotional depth she brought to her roles, setting the stage for a remarkable journey through the complexities of fame and personal growth. Patty Duke's rise to fame was nothing short of meteoric. By the early 1960s, she had already appeared in numerous television and stage productions, quickly earning a reputation for her maturity, professionalism, and extraordinary emotional range. However, her true breakout came in 1962, when, at just 16 years old, she delivered a tour de force performance as Helen Keller in the film adaptation of The Miracle Worker. Portraying the blind and deaf child opposite Anne Bancroft's Annie Sullivan, Patty embodied Helen's frustration, rage, and eventual breakthrough with such authenticity that she left both audiences and critics stunned. Her performance earned her the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress, making her the youngest recipient of the award at that time, a record that stood for many years. The accolade was more than just a career milestone. It was a testament to her raw, unfiltered talent and capacity to evoke deep empathy. Behind the scenes, she grappled with identity issues, the lingering scars of childhood trauma, and a growing dependence on the approval of others for her sense of self-worth. Even as she appeared in more films and starred in The Patty Duke Show, where she famously played dual roles as identical cousins with contrasting personalities, her internal struggles remained largely hidden from public view. Her success was undeniable, but it was accompanied by profound emotional challenges that would later manifest in her mental health and personal relationships. Nevertheless, her Oscar win and subsequent stardom cemented her place in Hollywood history as one of the most gifted and complex actresses of her generation. Following her triumphant Oscar win, Patty Duke embarked on a new chapter in her career, transitioning from child star to a fully realized actress capable of handling a wide array of roles. Hollywood has long been known for its harsh treatment of young stars, with many struggling to find success as they age out of childhood roles. But Patty defied the odds. In 1963, she was cast in The Patty Duke Show, a groundbreaking sitcom that became a staple of American television. In this series, Patty took on the unique challenge of playing identical cousins, Patty Lane, a fun-loving, typical American teenager from Brooklyn Heights, and Kathy Lane, her sophisticated, worldly cousin from Scotland. The dual role not only highlighted her impressive acting range and impeccable comedic timing, but also required considerable technical prowess due to the era's limited special effects. The show ran for 3 seasons and became a cultural phenomenon, with Patty's performance earning her legions of fans across the country. Behind the scenes, however, the pressures of television stardom, and the ongoing control exerted by her managers, and the studio system began to wear on her. Even while smiling on screen, Patty continued to battle personal demons, but her professional output never wavered. Her transition to television not only broadened her reach as a performer, but also allowed her to develop a deeper connection with audiences who saw her not just as a dramatic actress, but as someone relatable, humorous, and deeply talented. This period solidified her reputation as a versatile performer capable of anchoring both film and television narratives. Living with mental illness is often a hidden struggle. Patty Duke experienced this firsthand, facing years of erratic behavior and mood swings that left her feeling lost. For a long time, she was misdiagnosed, unable to find clarity in her challenges. However, in the 1980s, she received a diagnosis of bipolar disorder, which finally offered an explanation for her persistent emotional turbulence. Instead of retreating from this reality, Patty deemed it vital to share her story. This bold choice was brave, particularly for someone in Hollywood, where stigma and silence around mental health reigned supreme. In her groundbreaking autobiography, Call Me Anna, she laid bare her life, detailing her rise to fame alongside her darkest struggles with depression and suicidal thoughts. Her honesty struck a chord with many readers, providing them with the courage to confront their own challenges. Patty didn't stop there. She co-wrote A Brilliant Madness to further explore bipolar disorder, and actively engaged in discussions about mental health. Through her advocacy work, she helped shift societal views on mental illness, encouraging individuals to seek help without the weight of shame. The impact of her efforts became evident through the numerous accolades and respect she gained from mental health organizations and individuals alike. By transforming her pain into a powerful message of hope, Patty Duke not only illuminated the complexities of bipolar disorder, but also became a beacon for countless others in their own battles with mental health issues. While Patty Duke's professional life was marked by brilliance and acclaim, her personal life was filled with emotional turbulence, passionate affairs, and lingering questions, none more impactful than the mystery surrounding the paternity of her son, Sean Astin. In the 1960s and 1970s, Patty's love life often became tabloid fodder. Her relationships were intense, overlapping, and deeply emotional, each leaving a lasting impression on her life. At just 23 years old, Patty gave birth to Sean, but the circumstances surrounding his conception were anything but simple. Around the time of Sean's birth in 1971, Patty was romantically linked to three men: Desi Arnaz Jr., actor John Astin, and a relatively unknown rock promoter, Michael Tell. All three men were publicly and privately considered possible fathers of her child. Patty herself admitted to not knowing for certain who Sean's biological father was, a reality that haunted both mother and son for decades. The situation was further complicated by the brief and impulsive 13-day marriage to Michael Tell, whom she married and then quickly separated from during a manic episode. Years later, she would marry John Astin, who adopted Sean and became the man he knew as his father for most of his early life. Yet despite the emotional bonds and legal ties, questions persisted. The lack of clarity took an emotional toll on everyone involved, particularly Sean, who grew up with conflicting stories and an inner longing to know the truth about his origins. This mystery became a deeply personal and painful thread in the tapestry of Patty's otherwise luminous life. Patty Duke's romantic history in the late 1960s and early 1970s resembles a Hollywood drama, teeming with passion, heartbreak, and emotional turmoil. In 1970, during a challenging time in her life, Patty found herself in a high-profile romance with Desi Arnaz Jr., who was only 17 at the time and nearly 7 years her junior. Their relationship ignited public interest and concern, especially from Desi's famous mother, Lucille Ball, who felt disapproval about their connection. The romance was intense, filled with genuine feelings, yet it proved unsustainable amidst the weight of public scrutiny. Almost concurrently, Patty entered a brief and legally binding marriage to Michael Tell, a music promoter she hardly knew. This marriage, which lasted a mere 13 days, ended abruptly, and Patty later characterized it as a product of emotional instability rather than true affection. Soon after, she began a longer-term relationship with actor John Astin, renowned for his portrayal of Gomez Addams in The Addams Family. They married, and John became a steady presence, officially adopting Sean and raising him as his own. Yet, the question of Sean's paternity lingered unresolved. Each man believed, or doubted, that he was Sean's father. Patty's failure to clarify the matter stemmed not from neglect, but rather from the chaos of her life marked by untreated mental illness and emotional trauma. Though Sean Astin experienced love and support, he grew up without the answer to a significant question about his identity. The intricate relationships, conflicting timelines, and Paddy's uncertain memories kept the mystery alive for decades. It wasn't until Sean, as an adult, took the initiative to undergo DNA testing that the truth emerged. This moment of clarity brought closure to a long-hidden narrative, honoring Paddy's complicated journey while finally giving Sean a part of himself that had eluded him for so long. Through a blend of love, confusion, and the revelation from science, the complex web of relationships was ultimately unraveled. After a period of emotional turbulence in her personal life, Patty Duke found a sense of stability when she married actor John Astin in 1972. Known for his portrayal of Gomez Addams in The Addams Family, Astin brought a calming presence into Patty's often chaotic world. At the time, Patty was still dealing with the undiagnosed bipolar disorder that caused emotional highs and lows, but John provided a steady, supportive presence in her life. Their relationship offered Patty not only love and companionship, but also the emotional grounding she needed. Soon after their marriage, John legally adopted Patty's son, Sean, and gave him his last name, raising him as his own. Despite any uncertainties surrounding the biological connection, John's commitment as a father figure never wavered. He nurtured Sean through his childhood with wisdom, patience, and genuine care, becoming a steady guide in his life. Alongside raising Sean, Patty and John had another son, Mackenzie Astin, who would also follow in his parents' footsteps to become an actor. However, their family life was not without challenges. Patty's ongoing mental health struggles created emotional strain in their relationship. While Patty eventually received a diagnosis and treatment for her bipolar disorder, the strain took its toll, and in 1985, after more than a decade of marriage, the couple separated. Despite their divorce, John continued to play an important role in Sean's life. His commitment as a father remained strong, and he continued to support Sean emotionally, attending important events, offering guidance, and providing unwavering support. In every way that mattered, John Astin remained Sean's father, not just by legal adoption but by his enduring love, loyalty, and quiet dignity. During Sean Astin's teenage years, Patty Duke revealed a shocking piece of family history that would change his understanding of who he was. She confessed that Desi Arnaz Jr. might be his biological father. This revelation came as a jolt, challenging the image Sean had of the man he had grown up calling Dad. The news struck hard, especially for a teenager already navigating the common doubts and uncertainties of adolescence. The question of his origins added layers of confusion to his internal struggles. Despite the emotional weight of the situation, Sean did not respond with anger or resentment. Instead, he handled it with remarkable maturity. In the face of this unexpected truth, he reached out to Desi Arnaz Jr., who was not a constant presence in his life until then. What followed was an unexpected but meaningful bond that developed between them. Over time, this connection deepened into a relationship of both friendship and mentorship. Sean often described Desi's role in his life as being like that of a godfather. Desi Arnaz Jr., the son of iconic TV figures Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz, had faced his own share of public attention and family pressures. His experience brought a unique perspective and warmth to the relationship with Sean. Meanwhile, Sean's connection with John Astin, the man who had been a father to him in every way except biologically, remained just as strong. This situation created a complex but enriching dynamic in Sean's life. With two men who were each significant in different ways, Sean's understanding of love, family, and identity became more nuanced. The experience deepened his emotional maturity and broadened his perspective on what it means to be part of a family, showing that biological ties are not the only thing that defines relationships. Just when Sean thought he had made peace with his complicated family history, an unexpected connection arose that sent him on a new path of investigation. A relative of Michael Tell, who was a music promoter and briefly married to Patty Duke for just 13 days in 1970, reached out to him. This person suggested that Tell might actually be Sean's biological father, pointing out a striking resemblance between Sean and the Tell family. At first, Sean dismissed this claim because his mother had described her marriage to Tell as a brief mistake during a turbulent time in her life. Since the marriage was annulled almost immediately, Patty had never insisted that Tell was Sean's father. However, this inquiry ignited a spark of curiosity in Sean that refused to fade. As he reflected on his early life, The fragments, inconsistencies, and lingering questions began to lay heavy in his mind. Rather than seeking scandal, he was driven by a heartfelt need to understand his ancestry. This notion led him to consider that his biological roots might be connected to Tell, a man whose presence was nearly erased from his family's story. Thus began his quest for answers, navigating a landscape filled with doubts, and the need for clarity through science. By the mid-1990s, Sean Astin found himself reflecting on his past, caught in a complicated web of relationships with three significant men: John Astin, his adoptive father who had been his rock; Desi Arnaz Jr., his godfather and trusted confidant, and Michael Tell, a man whose connection remained vague and distant. Each of them represented different chapters of his life, thus sparking a growing urge to uncover the truth behind his origins. Driven by a desire to understand his identity, Sean took a bold step to ask all three men if they would agree to DNA testing. This decision embodied courage, as it opened the door to potential revelations that could change everything. Remarkably, all three men consented, bringing their unique ties to Patty Duke and their memories into the process. When the results arrived, they revealed that Michael Tell was Sean Astin's biological father. This news was unexpected, yet it didn't overshadow the love Sean held for John and Desi, who had contributed to his upbringing. Instead, it provided a sense of closure to a lingering mystery, completing a narrative that had long felt unfinished. The answer became less about selecting a favorite father figure, and more about acknowledging the contributions of all three men to his life story. In the end, Sean's journey into the truth became a celebration of family connections, revealing the intricate blend of love and support that shaped who he had become. The experience ultimately deepened his appreciation for the complexities and joys that come with family ties. Even after the DNA test confirmed Michael Tell as his biological father, Sean Astin never changed his view of John Astin as his real father. Sean recognized that fatherhood goes beyond just genes. It is about being there, providing support, and showing love. John was always present in Sean's life, treating him as his own son from the very start. He participated in Sean's activities, from school plays to late-night conversations, providing guidance and wisdom throughout the years. John not only raised him but also taught him valuable life lessons and offered advice on his career. In many interviews, Sean spoke highly of John, revealing how he saw him as a mentor and role model who played a more significant role in shaping him than any genetic link ever could. Their relationship created a strong bond of respect and love, which was built on their shared experiences and the challenges they overcame together. To Sean, John Astin is not just his father, he is a constant source of strength and support. Their connection serves as a powerful example that family is defined by emotional ties rather than mere biological connections. The love and loyalty that define their relationship illustrate that true fatherhood is about investment in one another's lives, not just a shared DNA strand. Sean views John as his true father, highlighting the depth of their bond and the importance of emotional ties over genetic ones. The way they navigated life together showcased the idea that family is often defined by the heart and not by biology. Their enduring bond speaks to a broader truth about relationships and the profound love that can exist between a father and son regardless of their biological connection. Discovering that Michael Tell was his biological father brought Sean Astin face to face with a complicated truth about his identity. Michael never played an active role in Sean's life. This absence wasn't due to a lack of care, but stemmed from the brief and complicated marriage he had with Patty Duke, which left little room for shared experiences. With so much time lost, Sean faced a decision. He could have let this revelation be a simple fact of life, something to acknowledge briefly and move on from. Instead, he took an extraordinary step to reach out and connect with Michael. Sean approached this new relationship with humility and grace. He wasn't seeking to replace anyone but to find a part of himself that had been missing for so long. Their conversations were honest and filled with curiosity about one another, reflecting a shared longing for understanding. Through patience and open dialogue, Sean and Michael managed to build a respectful relationship, one based on acceptance and genuine interest rather than any expectations. This journey highlighted the emotional complexities surrounding identity and the deep human need for connection and belonging. Instead of allowing resentment to take hold, Sean chose reconciliation, demonstrating remarkable emotional maturity. In cultivating this bond with Michael, he revealed the transformative power of truth, making it clear that embracing one's roots can lead to healing and unity. Throughout the unfolding paternity saga, Patty Duke remained a figure of fierce love, complicated memory, and maternal protectiveness. Despite the scientific certainty brought by DNA testing, Patty struggled to fully embrace the results. In a 2001 interview, she gently acknowledged Sean's right to accept the DNA findings, but also expressed a deeply personal and emotional truth of her own. She had always believed Desi Arnaz Jr. was Sean's biological father. For Patty, the reality of her life wasn't written in genetics, but in the emotions, relationships, and memories she had carried and lived through. Rather than dismiss her son's findings, she chose to support him in the only way a loving mother could, by honoring his truth while quietly holding on to her own. It was a moment that revealed Patty's complexity, a woman shaped by the instability of her own upbringing, the pressures of early fame, the depths of mental illness, and the yearning for a solid family narrative. Yet one thing never changed: her unwavering love for Sean. Regardless of who his biological father was, Sean had always been, in her eyes, her greatest gift and proudest legacy. She celebrated his choices, stood by him as a mother, and admired the thoughtful man he had become. Patty Duke's perspective highlighted the delicate intersections between memory, belief, love, and truth, reminding us that even in the face of science, human emotion often paints a more complicated, nuanced picture. Having faced a life filled with uncertainty, Sean Astin decided to create a new narrative focused on stability and love. In 1992, he married Christine Harrell, a producer and a former Miss Indiana Teen USA. Their relationship blossomed into a partnership characterized by deep respect and support for one another, ultimately fulfilling Sean's aspirations for a solid family life. They nurtured 3 daughters together, fostering a close-knit family dynamic that became Sean's emotional anchor. As a husband and father, he reflected on his own childhood experiences, drawing inspiration from the love of his father, John Astin, the perspectives he gained from Desi Arnaz Jr., and the truths learned about Michael Tell. Sean was dedicated to providing his daughters with the honesty and emotional safety he often missed growing up. His home became filled with open communication and trust, transforming his past complexities into lessons for the future. Sean's evolution from a child uncertain of his identity to a father grounded in love illustrates a profound journey of healing, creating a lasting legacy rooted in clarity and resilience. Through his commitment to nurturing his family, he redefined what it meant to be a father, emphasizing love above all else. Sean Astin's relationship with his half-brother, Mackenzie Astin, goes beyond mere family ties. It is a deep bond built on the foundation of shared experiences, respect, and love. Growing up under the roof of their mother, the iconic actress Patty Duke, they navigated the complexities of her struggles with mental illness and the pressures of Hollywood fame. This upbringing forged a connection that has endured over time. Mackenzie, born to Patty, and her husband John Astin, pursued acting and found early success on the beloved TV show The Facts of Life. As they faced the unique challenges that came with having a famous mother, both brothers relied on each other, becoming confidants who understood the pressures of their public lives and personal expectations. The environment they grew up in, filled with moments of chaos and affection, strengthened their bond. Throughout their lives, they have supported each other's careers, appeared together at events, and remained friends. Their journey illustrates the profound impact of sibling relationships, proving that even the most complicated family situations can lead to enduring love and support. The Astin brothers exemplify how familial connections can thrive amidst the trials of fame and personal conflict. On March 29, 2016, the world bid farewell to Patty Duke, who passed away at the age of 69 due to sepsis from a ruptured intestine. Her death marked the end of an extraordinary life filled with remarkable achievements, personal battles, and an unyielding spirit. Hollywood mourned the loss of a woman who had dazzled audiences for decades. Beyond her acting career, countless individuals remembered her as a beacon of courage and advocacy. Patty's legacy is multifaceted. She will forever be remembered for her groundbreaking performance as Helen Keller in The Miracle Worker, a role that earned her an Academy Award and a permanent place in cinematic history. Her role in The Patty Duke Show showcased her range, solidifying her status as a cultural icon of the 1960s. Perhaps her most enduring contribution was her decision to speak out about her struggles with bipolar disorder at a time when mental illness was heavily stigmatized. Her candid autobiography, Call Me Anna, helped countless individuals feel seen and understood. Patty opened doors for future generations to discuss mental health without shame. Her bravery in the face of adversity became a powerful example of resilience. Her death was a profound loss, but her impact continues through her body of work, her children, and the lives she touched with her honesty and strength. From the beginning, Sean Astin's life was marked by a blend of fame and personal challenges. Growing up with notable parents shaped his experiences, yet he chose to navigate Hollywood on his own terms. His passion for storytelling emerged early, showcasing a deep understanding of characters and emotions. His significant breakthrough arrived in 1985 when he starred in The Goonies. In this beloved adventure film, Sean portrayed Mikey, a courageous and hopeful boy who leads his friends on a treasure hunt. This role quickly connected him with audiences, signaling the start of a promising career. However, it was the role of Samwise Gamgee in the Lord of the Rings trilogy that truly crystallized his status in film. Through Sam, Sean embodied values such as loyalty and courage. His portrayal brought depth to a character often seen as merely a sidekick. Fans around the world came to appreciate Sean's sincere and heartfelt performance, which turned Sam into the emotional core of the epic saga. Despite the pressures that come with early fame, Sean managed to thrive instead of becoming just another child actor lost to the industry's demands. He sought roles that aligned with his personal values, focusing on integrity and creativity. His journey through Hollywood serves as an inspiring example of perseverance and the importance of staying true to oneself, even amid complexities. Patty Duke showcased a remarkable range of talent across both film and television, becoming a beloved figure in the entertainment industry. Her early role in The Miracle Worker established her as a gifted actress, earning her an Academy Award at a young age for portraying Helen Keller. Over the years, she brought to life many memorable characters in various genres. In television, her iconic role in The Patty Duke Show allowed her to display her comedic chops while playing identical cousins, showcasing her ability to create distinct personalities. Duke's performances in dramas were equally powerful. She gained acclaim for her role in the miniseries Capture the Flag and in the film Valley of the Dolls. Besides her acting skills, Duke met challenges in her personal life, battling mental health issues. However, she used her experiences to advocate for awareness and understanding of mental illness. Her legacy is one of resilience and artistry, inspiring many through her work and her openness about her struggles in the industry. Sean Astin's impact extends beyond his on-screen roles, showcasing his talents in voice acting and directing. He lent his voice to the beloved character in Disney's Special Agent Oso, a show designed to teach youngsters essential life skills. His performance brought together warmth and humor, making Oso a relatable character that connected well with children, leaving a lasting impression and ensuring that he was embraced by a new generation of fans. Additionally, he narrated the award-winning nature documentary series Meerkat Manor. His calming and emotionally resonant voice added depth and emotion, making the everyday experiences of a meerkat family both compelling and relatable. This transition from acting to voice work underscores his versatility, demonstrating that he can adapt his style while maintaining a genuine connection with audiences. Beyond acting and voice work, Sean explored directing and producing. He wanted to involve himself more in the storytelling process, infusing his independent projects and collaborative efforts with a unique vision. His drive to delve into different aspects of filmmaking echoes the passion of his mother, Patty Duke, who was known for her unwavering commitment to her craft. Like Patty, Sean is continuously finding new ways to express his creativity, revealing that his artistic journey extends well beyond conventional performances. His dedication and diverse contributions represent a career rooted in curiosity and a deep love for the art of storytelling. When considering the lives of Patty Duke and Sean Astin, one can easily notice the strong parallels that shape their experiences. Patty Duke, a remarkable actress, faced immense pressure from a very young age, thrust into the spotlight where the expectations were high. For years, she battled an unseen struggle, suffering in silence until she was finally diagnosed with bipolar disorder. This diagnosis, while daunting, led her to publicly advocate for mental health awareness, freeing herself from the burdens of stigma and encouraging others to seek help. Her willingness to share her journey not only illuminated her dark times, but also inspired countless individuals grappling with similar issues. Sean Astin's story echoes his mother's in profound ways. Born into a world of uncertainty and media scrutiny, he inherited Patty's exceptional talent and the tangled web of emotional challenges that came with it. His search for identity involved navigating a landscape of differing father figures and unanswered questions that stirred confusion. However, like his mother, he chose to confront these complexities with bravery. Through Through DNA testing and honest conversations, Sean unwrapped the layers of his lineage not to erase anyone from his life, but to create a fuller picture of himself. Their lives invite reflections on resilience, with both Patty and Sean embracing their struggles while advocating for understanding and compassion. They chose paths of love and forgiveness, emphasizing that identity is shaped not only by birthright, but also by curiosity and choice. In revealing their authentic selves, imperfect yet powerful, they stand as inspiring figures for many who share similar journeys and challenges. This astonishing journey reveals the power of modern science in uncovering personal truths that were once shrouded in mystery. As Sean Astin delved into DNA testing, he not only sought answers about his biological father, but also discovered insights about his identity and heritage. The emotional weight of this journey resonates, showing the impact that unresolved questions can have on familial relationships. Sean's experience illustrates how the pursuit of one's origins can lead to profound revelations and foster deeper connections within family dynamics. The newfound clarity from the DNA results invites reflection on how our past shapes who we are today. Additionally, this discovery rekindles interest in Patty Duke's life and legacy as the complexities of her personal life become part of a larger narrative. As stories continue to unfold and evolve, they encourage us to embrace the layers of identity that each individual carries, prompting conversations about love, acceptance, and the ties that bind